Here's a language learning tip I think all language learners need to hear. Hi, your favorite language learning partner here. I started language learning about 3 years ago. Currently, I'm learning 3 languages, but I've dabbled in around 5 or so, and I know the basics in about 5 languages. And this is a tip that I've learned is the best one for me, especially for making mistakes before when it comes to language learning. French is the language that I'm most advanced in, and it wasn't until last year that I actually started to understand it very well. I was struggling so much with it. I'm currently learning Spanish and German, and whereas Spanish isn't as bad as German, German is my nemesis, and I'm struggling so bad with it. So what is it that I've done with French to help me to become so comfortable, and what is it that I'm doing with Spanish and German to help me become more comfortable in these languages? Honestly, it's really simple. I just listen to a lot of stuff. The point is to get used to the language, to get used to the way that they pronounce the words, to get used to the things that they actually say in that language when they're speaking it, and the way that they formulate their sentences. The only way to be able to do this correctly is if you immerse yourself in the language by listening to a lot of things and getting exposure in that language. The thing about this though is that you have to be really consistent with it. Listening for 5 minutes is not going to cut it. You have to be listening consistently for like 10 minutes, 30 minutes every single day, and you have to do this consistently over a long period of time. It's going to be really difficult at first. It's going to be frustrating because you will not understand anything. But when you continue to do this, in time you're going to realize that you can pick up different words, and then eventually sentences, eventually entire paragraphs, and you're going to feel like a superhero when you get to this point. It is really rewarding, I promise you. I love listening to podcasts, so I always find a podcast that I can really enjoy, and I just listen to it over and over again. Usually what I do is whenever I listen to one episode, I listen to that episode twice. Right now for Spanish, I'm listening to How to Spanish, and usually those episodes are like 24 minutes long. I listen to those twice, and then I listen to a 5-minute podcast and listen to that twice as well. You're not going to understand everything, but the point is to get used to the sounds of the language, to train yourself to understand the words. The reason why I listen to the podcast twice is because at first you might not hear certain things, but when you listen to it again, you'll be able to pick up on a few words, and it increases your comprehension by a lot. This is the method I use to improve my French comprehension skills, and now I can hear songs and actually understand what they're saying to some extent, not everything. But last year this time, that was impossible, and now I can understand a little bit. So that's a lot of improvement right there. My German vocabulary is very limited, but the thing is, the words that I do know, when I hear them being spoken in other areas, I actually can pick them up, which is something I could not have done for any other language when I just started learning. The point is to listen as much as you can and to be consistent with it. It's going to be difficult at first, but the more you do it, is the easier it's going to become.